Well, welcome viewers. It is the Business X-Ray show. Once again, we're here to share with you knowledge, to share with you experiences that are related to business and that are key for business operations. Now today, we have a very interesting story coming all the way from Zombo, so I want you to stay tuned because we have quite a very powerful entrepreneur right from the grassroots who has managed to do quite a number of things which I would say would really take a professional to crack their head to actually tick the boxes that are associated. So as usual, we have our resident coach, Charles. You most welcome to the show.
Thank you so much, and I'm delighted to be on the show.
Beautiful. And then our guest is none other than Anne. So Anne, I'll request you to introduce yourself fully as we, set the pace for today's discussion.
Thank you so much. I'm called the Odubi Anoroto. I am from Obayo village in War Parish, Afere Parish, War Town Council. I am a farmer by professional. What I do is I produce seed business. I am a seed grower.
Beautiful. Now you can call it seed multiplication, but she's into seeds. Now I like that line. She's a farmer by profession. Now most of us take farming as just a practice, Charles.
Yeah, some people just say, it's the last resort.
Yeah.
It is something you can choose deliberately and take as a profession.
Indeed, indeed. And we're going to hear more from her because she's going to tell us how her journey has been in that particular practice and profession, because the two move hand in hand. And then we're going to look at a very important aspect therein, and that's the aspect of managing group dynamics. Because Anne here is a leader of a group that has both men and women. But before we go into the thick and thin of the discussion, I'm going to request my producer to play for us a very simple montage, video montage, so that we get a feel of who Anne is by taking that journey to the ground.
I'm called Odubi Anoroto from Obayo village, Afere ward, War Town Council. I'm a farmer producing quality seed of Irish potato and beans. What we do, we pick the seeds from narrow research, and we come and we produce it, and then we sell it to the farmers. Then the farmers also produce it and then sell to the consumers. Agiema Shujib Women's Group started in 2007 with 30 members, of which 24 were women and 6 were men, because of the challenge we had been facing by that time. And then people were looking for seeds, and we had no seeds. We have to travel to Arua or Paida to look for seeds. Then we decided, why can't we go for the seeds? Then Seford came in. Seford started training us how to produce seeds, and then later on Seford linked us to Agra project. Those Agra project took us into producing beans, which was narrow bean 4 by that time. And then later on we left that narrow bean 4. We came to iron beans, which is narrow bean 1, narrow bean 2, and narrow bean 3. That is what we are producing now. And we are also producing potato as seed. The type of potatoes we have, we used to produce Rwangume, but now we have brought on board Taulas. Why have we brought Taulas? Because for us we are targeting market. But we want to increase productivity, and we have brought on some other farmers. Others are producing seeds, and then others are producing for wear. What we do, we normally search for market link. We call people upon those who need the seeds. We go to the market, we go to the NGOs who have farmers, and we sometimes also sell to local markets. Like in Zambia, we have 3 seasons. We have March, April, and also the second season is July, August, September, and then we also have the third season, which is in November, December, and January. The price for the potato, we normally sell the seeds in kilograms. We normally sell at 2.5, but this time, according to the crisis, I think it may be at around 2,800 or 3,000. In 1 acre, we normally get 40 bags, and 1 bag of 100 kilograms, that is 4 tons per acre. That is 2.5. In my life, I've changed. I'm no longer as I used to be, because by that time I was in a grass-thirsty house. I think this one was my first house, which I constructed. This is the second one. So when I got many trainings, then I said, now let me go by the roadside. Then I went to the other side. Enterprise Uganda took me to Kenya, Nairobi, among the 10 best delegates, women delegates, and that swept 2. That was an achievement. And then in 2019, I was taken to Rwanda for Potato Congress. That was also a benefit. And then this year, it was in May, I traveled to Belgium, Brussels, because the funders, they wanted to meet all the people whom they are funding. So I went on behalf of the farmers and also on behalf of the staffs. I also won a medal at Ginger Show during 19, and also given a silver medal during the Potato Congress in Belgium. And they have educated my children. The girl has completed her master's degrees in agriculture at Makerere University, and my last born also is now for his degree. How to land, not only 2, more than. I bought like 10 acres. I want to inform my members that in reality, what farming has brought us today, we had challenge of transport. Transporting our products from the field to home. That one God has given us a counter. And then we have a car, a small car for the family, and also we have a taxi now. The most challenge we had, it was storage. And then the second one was the quality seed, because we normally pick the seeds from Kachwekano Kabale, which is very, very far. And we were requesting, if all goes well, if we can bring the branch of Kachwekano to be a Girmatch Jib women's group, because our target was that if a Girmatch can be the source of foundation seed for the rest, it will be good. If you want to grow potatoes, you make sure that you plant quality seed. When you plant quality seed, you get good yield. If you are planting for seed, we use 70 by 30. And when you are planting for food, we plant 40 to 45 to 75, so that it can grow bigger. For the seeds, we don't want them to grow bigger, because if they are bigger, the person who is buying will take less seeds. And when you plant them, you make sure that when it is now already 80 days, you slash off the leaves. Why do we slash it off? We slash it so that the covers get hardened. And then when you slash it off, you make sure that it takes 14 days. After 14 days, and then you harvest. And you make sure that when you are taking it home, you don't power it down on the floor. From one plant, when you plant one, when you use all the agronomic practices, what you get is 20.
Council, I'm called Honorable Dung Charles Upor. Came from Oloyomora village, Fere Wards, War Town Council, Zumbu District. I'm a farmer in a Girmatch Jib women group. I'm normally do farming in Irish potatoes. You got enough training They're training us about how to plant potatoes in a modern way. Enterprise Uganda give us enough knowledge because, as I'm said sometime back, we don't know how to get good money. We don't know how to keep our money well. After to get training from Enterprise Uganda, they taught us about window 4. Window 4 means in everything you start little, but you begin to expand, your plan, you expand, and also they taught us that we know how to keep money, to save money for our children, to take our children to schools. They talk about to save money, to build. That's why at least among 30 members, at least 20 people, we have built permanent house. Our future plan, if you get enough store, if we stored enough, we export our thing even outside, because we don't want to remain here with our product.
Welcome back, viewers. That is the story of Anne, all the way from Zombo district. Now, one issue that I want to state right from the start as we delve into the discussion, Charles, is the fact that at the show, the Business X-Ray, we are committed to actually tell the story as it is right from the grassroots. And if you look at Annie's story, she's from really a background that many of us can relate to.
And that's the purpose of this show, to really show Ugandans that entrepreneurship is an open space for everyone.
Absolutely.
Wherever you are located, whatever your gender, whatever your education, whatever your background and circumstances, it's an open space, but it has got its principles that we share every Sunday on this platform. And
another very important aspect that I see, of course, Anne didn't mention this in the video, but she stopped in senior 1.
Yes.
But look at the grasp she has of her line of business. She's into seed multiplication, a highly technical area.
Correct.
But when she starts talking about that subject, you can clearly see she understands the seed. She has taken time, invested time in seeking the right information. Technically and then business-wise. But then let me move to you, Charles. I'm sure you've picked quite a number before you bring in Anne again.
You rightly put a point across that when an entrepreneur goes into a particular field, there's what we teach them, what we call master the key success factors of your business. What does it take for you to be in that particular type of a business? Do it well, make money, and make money sustainably. No matter which sector you go into, it has got its key success factors. And I believe she will be able to explain to us what it takes to be in the space of seed multiplication. If you miss some of those steps, forget it. No amount of capital that you'll access will redeem you if you have no idea on what it takes to put the solution together and go with a finished product to the market.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. And this is a point when I move to you. And you've already made your introduction.
Yes, please.
But the thing that was running in my mind was, why did Anne go into seed multiplication and not go into the easy things? Because you could grow sweet potatoes and sell. You could grow cassava and sell. Why this line of business?
The reason why I went into seed business, first of all, it was the challenge the community had been facing. By that time, we had been planting these seeds which they put on the fires, which they used to call home-saved seed, which was not performing well. And we realized that when you plant quality seed, you get good yield. Then we said, why can't we bring seeds near the people? Then we decided that when we went to Narrow came in, Narrow trained us how to access seeds, how to plant it, how to use it. So we were technically equipped and we were market oriented and we were linked. So that's why we are in seed business. Because when you are not technically equipped, you cannot make it. And you have to be focused, market oriented. That's why we are producing seeds. And we wanted the community to be increasing their capital. Because when you produce, you have to make sure that you increase everything, you reduce hunger, and then you increase income. That's why we are in seed business.
I get you. Share with us a bit of your story, your journey, because when we look at you today and some of the boxes you've ticked, we may not really, we don't get what you really went through to,
the background.
Yes.
Thank you. I personally, in education, I completed Senior 1 at St. Joseph Senior Secondary School in Vumba, which is in Kiboga district. Then I did not go more because by that time, 1989, it was kind of war.
79.
Then 79, then we went back to Zumbu with my father. By that time, you see, when you have been transferred from another place to another place, things becomes very difficult. Then I got married. Unfortunately, when I got married, and then there was a group of farmers, it was called by that time Zumbu District Farmers Association. Then they called the meeting. I just went. Then when I went, they elected me as the secretary for women. And then after electing me as secretary for women, they took me to Mukono for training. Then the training was for leadership training. I gained strength. I said, now, these things, the way I'm seeing that it will take me somewhere else. Then my husband said that, why are you going to these farming things? I said, the way this training was, I think when I move on with, these things will be better. Then he told me, if you can choose, are you choosing farming? Are you choosing marriage? I said, marriage is also good, but the way I'm seeing future, that was a lesson learned. Leadership, you have to gain strength as a woman. You can make it. Then I said, let me decide. I said, let me now do farming. That training, we went, things were becoming better. Then I said, the community had been suffering. We said, let us form a group. We started a group in Agemachujebu Women's Group in 2005. Then we registered it in 2007 officially. Then as a group, we said, why are we forming now the group? We have to call people who has the visions, and then who has, how can we, the same, people who have the same idea. Then we came together, then to solve the challenges we had. By that time, we didn't have water within the community. We had been drinking Ora River water, but as women, it was not good. When somebody goes to fetch water, it is long. You take like 2 hours. Then by that time, International Women Organization came in. They supported us. We constructed the 2 springs. They gave us materials, cement, and they also paid the labor gentleman. And we, the community, we gave stones. We have to bring in the sand, and then we constructed 2 springs. Even right now, we call it the springs constructed by Agemachujebu Women's Group.
So at that stage, you already start to mobilize community.
Yes.
You already start to form the groups and that.
We had to form the group.
Now I want you to hold it there because again, we want to pay special attention to what it takes to bring people together towards a particular goal. I don't know what your key pickings are there, Charles.
We wanted the people with common interest.
Absolutely.
Women with common interest, and some men joined us by that time.
Now that's a powerful one.
We were 30 by that time, of which 24 were female and 6 were men. After constructing that water, we said now this challenge we have put aside. What do we do next? Then we realized that we had no seeds. When people produce seeds, the outcome is not there. We said, what is happening? Then we said, let us change. What we did, we brought in the seeds. We started, when I plant seeds of high quality, we buy seeds from the seed companies we plant. Mines work better. For the rest, theirs died. They said, what is happening? We said, let us try all this. Then I started bringing small. People started picking up. Then I said, now let me be agro input dealers. By that time, I was trained by the Uganda National, it was called the Uganda National not Farmers Federation, but it was these people who,
an NGO that trains people in that area.
It was Uganda Agro Import Dealers Association.
Okay.
Okay.
Then they trained me how to manage the seeds. You cannot sell seed when you don't know how to explain to the person. Because the person, when he comes to buy it, you have to explain how the person may use it. Then after that, we started doing it, things were moving. We said, now, why can't we also produce it ourselves? As a community. Then we said, now it's okay. Then Naro came in. We started bringing the seeds from Naro, and then they come and train us in the field. We pick the all agronomic practices. Then the DAOs also comes in, the district agriculture officers. They come in and inspect the seeds. And then they give us certificates, and then we put the tags. Now we pack the seeds.
Now, Anne, as you start on this journey, because I know you, of course, you had to interest other community members to join you, both men and women. What did it take? What was it like to really convince them, you know, to come on board? And also, because at some point, when you're starting something, some people may not share the same vision with you. Just tell us, how did you manage to convince them to actually see things the way you are seeing them?
They realized and saw themselves. You see, for us, the farmers, when you see something good, you become interested. That's why they came. That why are yours is performing well and theirs is not performing well? What is the technical things behind? We said, you buy this one and then you try. It started performing well. Then everybody said, you know, let us now change to those home saved seed to these new seeds.
Beautiful. Now, another question I want again to put to you, if I bring in Charles, is the issue of, because you mentioned about 4 or 5 organizations so far. And for someone who is operating down at the grassroots, that may not come easy. You see, even people who are in town find a problem networking and building relationships with some of these organizations. Just tell us, how did you reach out to these organizations? How did they find you? And what does it take to attract attention from some of these organizations?
Like now we have a farmer's voice in Zombo. We have Zombo District Farmers Association, of which I'm also a member. So when they bring trainings, I become interested. So when I become interested, I become focused. You see, when you love something, you pick your interest. That I really love this thing. That is where it comes in. Okay. Because when they are training, they don't train one person alone. They train many people. But out of many, few comes out, show their interest. I show my interest that I really love farming, and I like farming, and I'm a farmer. And then that is why was I picked to be taken to Rwanda by that time? Because it was a potato congress. I really love potato. Because where potato has taken me is as I am now. Because it is really good. Good source of income. It has changed my life because it has given me some money. Like if I did not love it, I would have not been like this.
Passion is key.
It is.
Charles,
it is.
This is the point where I want to bring you in, because quite a number of points that Anne is bringing out. Of course, we are seeing, one, her passion at what she does, the element of focus.
Correct.
And then really very strong networking skills that I can see there.
Exactly.
Yes.
Anne is illustrating things that are evident in the society of Uganda. It starts from her early marriage. She leaves school early, gets married. How many children did you get with your husband?
I have 5.
And who remained with the children, you or the husband?
It is me.
And you raised them?
I raised them myself.
They have gone through school?
Because I've been farming beans. I take those beans to school for school fees.
Wow.
But were girls senior secondary school, they used to assist me. Because by that time, if the beans at the market, they are selling at 1,200 per kilo. Mine, they have been taking at 1,500 because we carry them on head, we take them, just measure them, just like that.
So this story illustrates one aspect that we need as a society to appreciate, that as couples, you need to be able to appreciate ideas that can build a family. The idea of Anne saying, can I go and learn from a society, an association, or an agency that has come within our neighborhood and apply those skills for only our family's progress? To the husband, it was like, you've left home. You should have been at home. Why have you left home? Unfortunately, when you look at visions, the way God makes us to have them, there's no camera. For you to now see how your vision will unfold 3 years, 5 years, 10 years down the road. If there was such power, I believe the husband would have just said, oh my God, my wife, I'm seeing ourselves 3 years from now, 10 years from now, getting from a grass-thatched house to a beautiful home, 3 bedrooms, modern, and our children going through university and graduating. Please, mom, go ahead and do it. So it comes to a key point where we need to be able to say, the days when we used to almost routinely say, if you are female, be at home. And just watch how the kids are growing. Those kind of days are getting behind us. It is time for us to start saying, what is it that each party in the family can contribute and bring about transformation in society? So that story is clearly brought out by our sister Anne here. But also she gets in and says, now you go into a sector which is totally uncommon. It is easier to buy beans and potato seeds that are already improved, plant them and take them to the market, than to get these things and then follow certain rigid rules to ensure that they are now seed for the farmer. That is something tough. That is something uncommon. But you could see what made her cross that line: passion, commitment, dedication. And as she's doing all that, she's also doing it because she said, I saw how a good seed was improving somebody's yield. If I can't do it, I would be touching more lives. So she had that combination of loving what she was doing, but loving it not for the sake of just theory, but for the sake of transforming society. She connected her love with the marketplace. And anybody watching and seeing this program must recognize that whatever you are doing, do it with the love of transforming society. If you do it, it is, one, you are likely to go very far with that initiative because you know what it will do. But two, the money will flow. You have done something for which society is saying, bring me more. The money will flow. Also, the other thing that comes out is that we sometimes overcomplicate some of these sectors and just say, this one here, you need a certain minimum level of education. The lady goes and undertakes a course and gets the basic principles of seed multiplication and chooses the seeds with the market. She kept saying, whatever they do it with the market orientation. You remember her word? I thought that was brilliant, Anne. Whatever they do, they are not doing it for just the sake of saying, did you manage to produce a seed for this? He says, I'm doing this because the market is waiting.
And I think, Charles, that's a very important one, because I know I've heard a number of people narrating their ordeal in agriculture. Having gone through, you know, the hurdles of producing something and you know, God blesses you and you have it in plenty.
Correct.
And now you have to deal with the market dynamics.
Then you are now saying, give us market.
Yes.
And what you have in your hands
Yeah.
has a limited period,
Absolutely.
beyond which it is useless.
No, that's quite powerful, Charles. And this is the time when I come back to you. So you formed this group. You have the members, you know, coming together. Now, there's an issue you talked about, the issue of having men. Because I can see the name is clear. It is, it has the word women in the group. So how do you then manage to reach out to the men, or how do the men now reach out to you? What is attracting them? Because it's not every day that we see a women group,
When
you know, attracting the men.
When we constructed the 2 springs, men realized that these women have potential.
Okay.
They joined us. And then later on, when Enterprise Uganda brought a training, we called each and everybody to come in.
Yeah.
That training changed everybody's mind, because it was mindset, set visions, put plans.
Okay.
People were said we were out. So everybody said, let us join the groups. So we wanted by that time to change it to be as a cooperative.
Okay.
Unfortunately, we failed. We did not have the support to do that, because there are some other groups which are interested to be in a Germacho Jeb women's group. How do we bring them on board? Now we are struggling to make sure that a Germacho Jeb women's group does not remain as a group since 2005 up to date. We are supposed now to have been grown, like to be a cooperative or an association, a bigger one. So with the help of people, I think we shall make that. And then later on, we, under Zombo District Farmers Association, we had TREAS. TREAS is an NGO which supports organization farming, like they support in value chain, right from the seeds up to the storage facilities. When they came, they visited our group. They found, again, Macho Jeb women's group, we have constructed a nice store.
Oh.
But unfortunately, it was incomplete. We had no racks. By that time, we were putting the seeds under the ground, on the ground. The seeds we planted last year, unfortunately, got rotted, like 40 bags. We lost that. But as I'm talking now, TREAS again came in. They want to support us to construct for us a new storage with temperature facilities, which can help us, the seeds not to get rotted.
I get you. Now, let me take you back to the seeds business, because a number of people watching us are business people. And some of them are looking for knowledge on how to go about this. To take you back a bit, if I want to venture into seed business, I'm a farmer, I've been growing my beans for the market, for eating and everything.
Yes.
What are the key things that I need to know? What are the do's and don'ts in this line of trade?
First of all, the people who are producing the quality seed, you have to be registered, known by Minister of Agriculture, because it is a seed, a very important thing.
Yeah.
You cannot just come out during the morning that you are going to grow seed, no?
Okay.
You have to get trained to become a trained seed growers. That's why you qualify to be a seed growers.
And do I need to have S4, S6, a degree? What does, to receive this training? Sorry to cut you short on that.
Like me, I'm not a degree holder, and I don't have a certificate, but I am a seed grower, trained one, and I can train the rest to be a seed growers.
Okay.
There are some don'ts and some, like when you are growing seeds, you first make sure that where are you growing the seeds, the place. Isolation distance. You have to make sure that the history of the land where you are growing the seeds, like for 3 years, what had been there, because you cannot grow beans where you had already grown beans for the last 2 seasons or 3. That is not seed. It is not qualified to be a seed. Seed is difficult. because you have to make sure that the isolation distance supposed to be there where you are growing it. It has to be inspected first before you grow it and before you call it a seed.
Okay. I get you. Those are key. Certification, because in the training you also get to know the things that you need to be doing. Moving on to the next point, again, is seed business good business?
Yes.
Do you see the money?
Yes.
Is it, I mean, if you to compare it to me growing my, yes, would you look at it as a profitable venture? Again, from your experience.
We realize that, like when you are growing seed, for seed, in 1 acre for beans, you buy 30 kilograms. You plant it maximally. But when you are planting it for food, you can even broadcast 3 basins, sometimes even not enough. But when you grow that 30 kilograms, you manage it well, you can be able to get 5 to 6 bags, which is good. The yield is good because it has maximum standards.
I get you.
The yield is very maximum.
Then the money?
The price?
The money is good.
Okay.
Obviously.
If you to compare it to normal, let's say beans,
because now when the beans in Zumbu right now they are selling 1,200. But for the seed you can get at 35.
Oh, okay.
When it is all well done, you have passed all the processes. It has been inspected, you have get the certificates, you have packed it, everything is done. You get good money.
I get you.
The packing, how's the packing?
We have the packings like for the quality declared seed, our label is green. For the seed companies, their label is blue.
Okay.
But for the narrows, theirs is white.
I get you. So you get all those classifications from now viewers you've heard from the lady herself. I know we all do agriculture in different ways. Now even a bean farmer, you can actually look at agriculture as a business, not just to sell those beans the way you sell them to the market, but you can look at the seed side of things, because just from the experience of Anne, really you can see it's not space science. It can be done. She has done it, and I think you can also do it. Now I want to look at, sometimes when we narrate these stories, because on this show, viewers again have to state, like we've already stated, we are not motivational speaking. We're also looking at the reality of having this done. And I think some of our viewers would really want to know how you've, the kind of challenges you've faced, especially in seed production, and how you've managed to overcome to actually come here today and tell the story.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. The major challenge for seed business, especially for the potato, is where we are getting the seeds, the source. The potato seed, we are getting them from Kachwekano in Kabale, which is very, very far.
Okay.
From West Nile to Kachwekano, you triple the journey.
Can imagine. Because
you come from all along from Arua, you reach here, and then you go to Kabale, and then you go to Kalengeri. It is very far. That is the major challenge. Then transportation. It becomes because seed, you treat the seed like the child. Okay. You put him in the boot. What happened there? You don't know. To get mixed up, to get congested. If all goes well, like we said that again, much of the women's group, we are supposed to be the lead for the seed within the West Nile region. And we had also the Zadi. We have Arua Zadi, Abi Zadi, which we are supposed to get the seeds from, but unfortunately for potato it is not there. But for the beans, we are getting it from Arua, Abi Zadi.
Okay.
Yes, please.
I get you. So then the money for operations, do the group members mobilize? Then there's the land, there's the question of labor. How do you handle all those to actually keep moving? We
have been trained how to get the seed fund. We normally save. When we are saving, we have the VSLA among our group. When we are saving, we also have the seed sack. There is some little money we put for the seeds. Then later on we pick that money and then we buy that money, we buy that seeds at the group. Then We also realized that that was not enough. We have Nyaravut Circle. Nyaravut Circle has been supported by traders. We pick the seed loan from Nyaravut Circle, and then we buy the seeds, and then we distribute to the members.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, that's a good one, because it also helps you to ensure the standard and everything. Charles, quite some key learnings there, and I can see really passion featuring in quite heavily. Person from Zombo.
Yes.
Crossing all the way to Kabale.
Correct.
Picking the seed and bring
Correct.
it back and
Correct.
showing you that it actually can stay in the business.
Very correct.
Then the whole idea of, because resources is always an excuse given by many people.
Very true.
If, I mean, we've always seen this coming through on our show.
Yeah.
Where someone is saying, we want to start A, B, C, D, and Y, but we have no capital.
Correct.
I like the idea of mobilizing savings from the very members
Very true.
for their own transformation.
Very true.
And then, of course, there is also that common line, government to Yambi.
Very correct. You know, they had all the reasons to give up the
Yes.
potato seed business.
Yes.
The moment you now say, don't just go to Kampala or Buganda and collect a seed from there. When you reach Kampala, proceed to the far west and pick the seeds from Kabale. And she says, when you reach Kabale, again, you go deeper into the villages. That is sufficient ground for somebody to say, I cannot do it. And the moment you tell the brain, I cannot do it, it just brings out crystal clear reasons that you can just sing around to an MP, to anybody, and just say, you know, this is us women, we can do nothing.
Yes. Reasons in 3D.
Exactly. But then the moment you just say, the solution is in Kabale. To get to Kabale, there are buses, but you go through Kampala and reach there. When you reach there, again, you can come back with your solution. It speaks to the spirit and the identity of an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur will always be saying, you cannot ask why they can't. They always ask, how can I? How can I do it? So, where there is commitment, where there is a will, you will reach that solution. And the moment you start doing that, here's the beauty about it. You begin seeing NGOs surrounding you.
Yeah.
You are doing something interesting here. How can we help you?
Yeah.
How can we help you? She says the circle here was created with support of, you call it trias. They also came in and they tried to support you in, is it now in the store?
Yes.
You see? So you see the benefit of walking the sweat, walking the journey.
Yeah.
As the Bible says, to he who has,
more
shall be added. But to get that has, you must sweat it out.
True.
Sweat it out. But as you are doing that, forces are gathering and saying, we love you. How can we help you in this game? So the tough game they are cracking is ringing bells everywhere saying, go talk to those fellows and see how to support them more. But the many Ugandans who are waiting to serve a government to Yambe, who, when you drop the resources in such hands, trouble
indeed.
They have never sweated. They have never crossed, they have never boarded a bus beyond Zombo. The maximum they have gone is to move from Zombo to Nebi within the same territory. But to live with Nebi, you hit Kampala and you head to Kabale and you are back with things to multiply.
That's quite something.
It's quite a story.
Indeed.
So really, I just loved the way the journey of entrepreneurship breaks almost any barrier. And the leader is a female.
Indeed. And again, talking about leadership, that's a very powerful one, Charles. You know, we have so many groups, and even, you know, some are led by very educated people. We've had, you know, investment clubs, for instance, in Kampala is really an in thing. But it's not easy to keep these people together for a long time. And I know it takes strong leadership to actually make that happen. I want to pick your mind, Anne, on this.
Yes, please.
You know, how, because sometimes the start is a bit easy. In the heat of the moment, someone can decide to join the group. Now, keeping that soul in that group and committed to the vision becomes another thing. How have you managed to keep this group going and focused to what, you know, you want to achieve at the end of the day? Of course, you're going to talk about what your vision and goal is later.
Thank you. Sincerely, again, Machujib Women's Group, we started, as I said, in 2005.
Yeah.
Up to date, we are still live. Why are we live? People are committed.
Okay.
They love the group. Like now, the structure we have, a store, a storage, everybody own it. We say that is our store. When you leave, it will remain for who? Everybody want to own it. And everybody contributed to it. I wish it was being given by somebody. They would say, it is somebody's store. But we contributed as a group 9 million. Everybody was hearted strongly, removing stones from the ground, carrying it, put it where the Lord will pick it. When you own something, you have to own it with all your heart. That's why we are still there.
Beautiful.
Because if the store had been constructed by somebody there, they
handed it to you.
They did not work for it. I think they would have left. Everybody is struggling that to make sure that, as we have heard, that we are going to have another one, which is now more than one. Where would the person go?
I get you.
That's why everybody has common interest.
They see the achievement and progress.
Yes.
Correct.
I get you.
Correct.
Viewers, we're going to take a very short commercial break.
Correct.
And when we come back, we're going to pick it from there.
Yes.
The group dynamics. How do you manage? How do you keep these people focused? And then strong leadership is key. You can see it coming out clearly from Anne's submission. We'll pick it from there after this very short commercial break. Dear viewers, welcome back. It's again the Business X-Ray show, and today we are looking at the story of Anne all the way from Zombo district. She's a seed multiplier, a farmer, mainly dealing in bean seeds and then the potato seeds. She has told us her story, how she has moved the journey from where she began to where she stands today. And if you look at her story, one thing stands out: the importance of growing with others. And that also brings other points and questions of its own, which of course are anchored onto the fact that you need to master the game of managing people. Leadership becomes key, and the rest. Now, Anne, before we went for the break, you're telling us about how you've kept everyone interested, and invested in what you want to achieve. Now, there's different personalities because we all come from different backgrounds. And sometimes, there can be a clash of personalities because we are all different people. How do you manage, divergent views, sometimes conflict, and that kind of thing within this group? Because you've been around for over 10 years.
Thank you. We have subgroups, like we have the marketing committees, we have the finance committees, we have the quality assurance committees. Everybody is committed at his work. So there is nobody who can come and want to join somebody's roles. Because when the roles are really clearly, I think
it minimizes the clashing. So the group is structured, and everyone, there are different functions and different people for it. I hear you.
Yes, please.
Okay, so then how do you manage now, from the point of the group, beyond that, how do you manage the marketing aspect of what you've produced? I want to stretch it a bit now, because the group is now dealing with production and all that. Yes, but there's the element, you've mentioned the marketing and all that. How do you manage that for your produce?
Not produce, for the seeds.
Exactly.
Her language is very clear.
Very clear.
We have the marketing committees, well trained. They know their roles. They goes to the market, they search, they move around, look for the markets.
I get you.
But unfortunately, last year we produced a lot, and the yield was good. The challenge was drought. Instead of people coming to buy the seeds, people did not come to buy the seeds. All those seeds got rotted in the store.
And that's the sweet
The potatoes.
the Irish potatoes.
Even right up to now, we have failed even to sweep them out because we didn't have that energy.
So it can be very...
But as usual, if all goes well, the rain is normal, everything is normal, the farmers are there and the seeds are needed. People buy.
It's just the rains that
We
have
also
not...
do the advert, sometimes on our radio paida, that we have the seeds. If we want the seeds for the beans, we have the seeds. You want the seeds for the potatoes, the seeds are with the Gear Machuje Women's Group. We give our contacts. People need the seeds, and they're being bought.
I can see.
What we do when you remove your seeds from the field, you come and sort them, you weigh them, we put them to the store. Because we are now have the store.
Beautiful.
Things are good.
Beautiful. Viewers, you can be part of this discussion. We're going to flash a number on screen, a WhatsApp number, where you can send your question or comment, and then we'll be able to, address it. And here we'll share, her knowledge. She's sharing her knowledge and experience in this particular area. So just forward them in. We're going to be flashing that WhatsApp number in just a few minutes on your screen. So, Anne, today, what are the things you consider? What are some? I know you've touched a bit of the achievements that you've seen as an individual and the like. But what do you consider to be some of your major achievements? Anyway, the time you've walked this journey.
The achievements really, an educated lady to go and represent the whole country. That is a very big achievement.
Non-educated.
Non-educated lady to go and represent, and I made it.
Okay.
When I went to Belgium, I was able to deliver what is on the ground.
You had a speech to make.
Yes. That's why I was given that beautiful flowers from the Belgian partners to Anne.
For doing justice at the presentation level in Belgium.
And then also, I was given a gold medal during the ginger show by the Minister of Agriculture, an educated lady. Why? Because of commitment I had. Then I also got a silver medal from Ireland. All those things. I went to Germany. An educated lady. You see, when now they say that the airplane is now for the farmers, it is really true.
That's a good one.
The plane is for the farmers.
But hold it there. I know the list of achievement is quite big. But Charles, there's something I'm picking quite a lot of interest in. You see, if you present that question to many people, they will rush to point you to their brick and mortar structure.
Yes.
As one of the achievements.
Yeah.
But Anne here is actually telling you what matters most.
Yeah.
I'm a believer in the Bible.
Yeah.
There's that word in Matthew which says that seek God first, and all these other things shall be added unto you.
Added to you, yes.
Now, you're seeking perfection. You're seeking to sit, at that table. Going to Belgium, because you're not just, like she says, she wasn't just invited.
No.
She had a presentation to make.
Correct.
And now the other boxes can be ticked.
Very correct.
I don't know what you picked thus far before we bring her in again.
Brilliant. First key point that her story just brought out clearly, the moment you bring a group together, groups that come with individuals that have no pain to contribute to the process will never gel. They can't move together. Everybody must come in there ready to first sweat it out.
True.
It's not a straight walk in and just pick something and walk away. That's why she says their stores are full. The potatoes may be rotting because of market issues, but they are full.
Yes.
There are many stores that were built without people contributing anything. They are empty. She goes ahead and says, do you know that to make a group really last and become cohesive, roles must be clear. And those roles are not just picking titles anyhow. There's a committee for marketing. There's a committee for issues among its members. I think there must be a committee also for borrowing or whatever, something like that. Those committees, it is hard work. It's hard work, and they are where you now have sparks, iron sharpening iron. Very key. Very, very key. Structure. Then she now says, you know what, I was picked, my education was basic, but I was given a topic to come and represent Uganda in Germany, in Ireland.
Yes.
And then as she does that, she's given an award. She just doesn't turn up. Ordinarily, she turns up and she has a platform to occupy. What does that mean? Where results get produced,
Yes.
doors get opened. Results will make any background that you had before to become irrelevant. We see what you've done. We are no longer interested what you were in the past. So if only we could begin to say that this world is simply saying, what are you producing that is transforming society? We look for you. They looked for her not in Kampala, deep.
In the village.
Nebi is a bigger town of the bigger Alur community. Zombo is the smaller one. But they said, no, 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 leave Nebi. Let's go and locate a certain lady called Anna in Zombo. Where results pop out, we locate you.
I hear you. That's quite powerful.
Yes.
Beautiful. So, Anna, what is your vision? Where do you want to see this group sit, say, in the next 5 years from now or 10 years from now?
One, as a family, sincerely, I've educated my children all to be agriculturalists, and I've assigned them assignment. We have bought land. That land is over 50 acres. And I told them that I want them to make like a school for agriculture. Last year we produced those small. We had watermelon, we had tomatoes, we had potatoes. I cannot leave potatoes. They brought in children to come and learn, like internship.
Yeah.
And I've already assigned them that, please, that is where we shall pick up. We want people to come and learn, to be the source
Of knowledge. Beautiful.
That is assignment for them. And as a group, we really need to be the leading seed growers. And we want really to be the source of foundation seed within Zombo district, within Western Nile, not even in Zombo. Because Kachwekano, for us, really is very far. And I've really moved.
That's Kabale.
Kabale. In Kabale, there are some outgrowers, my colleagues, who have the greenhouses, like their source of seed. Why can't we also do that?
Greenhouses.
Greenhouses. So if there is any other opportunity, please, we are there.
Beautiful.
With a lot of knowledge, but we are lacking some financial something to make sure that we stand on our own.
I get you.
Yes.
Now, Anna, this is the time, and Charles, we have quite a number of questions coming in. I think we can start unpacking them. I don't know whether you want to input on that.
Yes, I just wanted to touch a point in here. As you can see from the story of Anna, you can have a group vision where you're saying want a greenhouse for our association. But at the same time, it doesn't stop you from having a family vision. Because as you grow, she now says, my family is maturing, my children are coming on board. As a family, we have bought 50 acres of land. We can start an institute. Which, from the other perspective of the association, may not be the priority. But she's saying, my children who are educated, they are grounded in agriculture, we can start an institute. To her name, she has bought 50 acres of land. How many Ugandans can start from nothing? Having been thrown out of marriage, having dropped out of senior one, you're here taking children through school, and then you're starting an institute. What a vision. And with her strength and energy, this is doable.
And I've seen many farmers who you know, in their mind, they're saying,
Yes.
I don't want my kids to come into farming.
Exactly.
I want them to be engineers, to be this and that.
There you are.
Very powerful indeed. Now, moving to the questions, I have Solo. Solo is from Katakwi. And he's saying, like I told you, Anna, from the beginning, this show is about really teaching. And there are people out there who are, you know, interested in some of these ideas and want to implement them. So Solo is saying, kindly explain how to plant Irish for seeds, please. I know you touched a little about that,
Yes, please.
but you can just briefly
When
walk
you
him
want
through.
to plant potato for seed, you look for a virgin land. When you dig it, you can leave it like for 1 month, and then you do the second plowing. You get the quality seed. You don't just get any seed anyhow.
Okay.
You must make sure that the seed is good. Where did you get the seed? The source of the seed. And then you plant, like when you are planting for the seed, are you a seed grower? Have you got trainings? Because people can just grow it as for food, and they call it seed, which is not seed. But for seed, you have to treat it differently. You have to make sure that it has no pest and disease. It is free. It is really seed.
I get you.
Yes.
So I have someone here from Teso is saying, can potatoes, Irish, grow in drought places or fairly dry places like Teso?
In Teso, I don't know. But even in Pakwach, it is a dry place. The potato can work well. Arua used to say that potato doesn't work well, but we tried in Madokolo. It worked very well. And within Arua town, Arua city, it performed very well. We tried with the 3 basins. We got 4 bags, which was good for food.
Okay.
It was not for seed.
That's beautiful. Charles, I have someone here from Uganda. He's saying, ever here, waiting for the business X-ray with you. And today I'm very glad to watch my mentor, Mr. Ochichi. Tell Mr. Ochichi that Salomugua, i.e., Cut the Rope by Charles Ochichi.
Is that Ibanda?
This is Alfonso Tugume from Uganda district.
Oh, the Ibanda people, I love them.
Yes, yes.
We were with them, with Mr. Bitature, and we had a great time in that place.
Okay.
And I'm so happy that they are watching what's going on here, because what we are hearing from Zombo through Ann here, it can happen in Ibanda.
Okay.
And I know in a year or 2 from now, we shall be having an Ibanda person on this show. So Ibanda people, as you watch, please be ready to come and bring the great testimonies right here on NTV. Your time is coming.
Very good. Now I have Gregory. Gregory Kato is from Ajumani. He's saying, I've admired the intervention of that woman towards the agriculture sector. That has been taken for granted by some people. But I would like to know, how best can I interact with a group for model farming? So do you have...
The person is Najumani.
In Ajumani.
I am called Odubi Ano Roto. I am the chairperson for Western Nile Local Seed Business Association.
Wow.
Ajumani, we have Adam, is our treasurer. He's in Ajumani.
Okay.
And it's your contact from there.
I can just give my contact and we interact.
Okay.
Yes, please.
Okay. So I have someone, this one is a farmer, he's not into seeds and that kind of thing, but he's really touched by your story or journey in farming. It's like, I like the story of Anne. I'm a starting farmer who is trying to start a piggery farm. I started with 2 females last year. Well, they gave him, so I just, however, they gave him some piglets. However, some of them did not, and most of them did not survive. I just feel like giving up. How can you help me? What kind of advice can you give him? He's Thomas from Katakwi. But Charles can come in there.
Yeah, because now that's piggy.
Yes.
That's piggery.
Yes.
I want to say this. No business is easy. He got the piglets. Some have died. He is not the first to have gotten piglets. It is important for him to get in touch with another person into piggery.
Okay.
Somebody somewhere where he is has got piglets that have not died, and there's something they are doing.
Yes.
Exactly like the way Anna learned the art and the science of potato seed multiplication. The same can be done with piggery. The same can be done with an enterprise. Mastering the key success factors.
Okay.
Yes.
I hear you. Beautiful. Someone is saying, thank you for the show. Great work, Anna. How have you overcome the challenges that come because you are a woman? The challenges that come with business. You're in business, you're a farmer, you're leading a farmer group, you have a family to take care of. You're a woman, but you're dealing with this. How have you managed to do that?
As a woman.
As a woman.
It is a matter of when you are focused and you are determined and you love the work, you make it.
Okay.
Because if you have been forced, you cannot make it. You have to love it and you have to be focused. You can make it.
I get you. I get you. Then again, someone, this is, okay, they didn't leave their name. Oh, Edward from Ginger. He's saying, wow, I salute Madam Anna. That is so inspiring and informative about the key best practices required. But can you share some of the best practices that are required, you know, in managing a group?
Managing a group. Yes, please. Managing a group is not easy, but it is easy if they can say anything. You have to make sure that they can say what they say, you have to accept. Secondly, when you are so tough, you cannot manage to be a leader. You have to obey what they need. You throw the ball to them. You don't judge. If you are given a question, please don't answer. You give that question to them. Whom will they blame?
But
it was you people.
Collective responsibility.
It was you. When you own everything, you want to be the boss, you will not manage people.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Now when they are given opportunity, whom do they blame? That is why we are moving with them. They say this lady is, I don't know.
I hear you. Very beautiful. Just before I bring you in, there are a couple of questions again, and I know, Anna, you've talked about this before, but Stella from Ginger, this is Stella Kding from Ginger. She's saying, where do you buy the sweet potato seeds from? Where is your main market at the moment? How do the Irish potato seeds look like? Some of our viewers
the potato seed.
Want to see that.
The potato seed, you have to make sure that the source you are picking it from. You can just get potato from the market and it has germinated. You call it a seed. That is not seed. That is just potato. You can pick it and grow it for food. But for the seed, the seeds are being treated specifically. They are different because they don't just leave them anyhow like that. They have no pests. They are quite their seed. They are nice looking. Like a one like this, it has like many eyes.
Okay.
Yes.
They are selective. You cannot just pick which has one eye. That
And
one
you
will
call
not.
that one a seed.
You call it a seed. You will call it a seed. But for us who are specialized in seed, we know how to check the seeds.
I get you. So Charles, I have James from Chivoga is saying, does Enterprise Uganda has special packages targeted at building the skills of farmers in business?
Yes, Enterprise Uganda is your center for transferring business and entrepreneurship skills to anybody in any sector. So that is our role, and we have got no sector limitations. Whether it's a hospital, whether it's a seed multiplication, whether it's a school, we welcome everybody. Because at the end of the day, entrepreneurs sell solutions, and there are certain specific behavioral traits that you need to wear and embrace to be a sustainable entrepreneur. You could see the kind of challenges that this led had gone. Forming a group is the easiest, but keeping a group together and keeping it productive is another ball game.
That's true. It's another animal altogether.
Putting people to go and be in seed multiplication is easy to announce, but to do that and go on to the market and earn money on your own accord, and win the market on your own accord is another different ball game.
I hear you.
So Enterprise Uganda is that center where you come in and get that kind of entrepreneurial drive that you need to make sure that you run that business and compete in the marketplace and become relevant.
Beautiful, beautiful. I have Hope from Mbale, again, Charles. He's saying, my favorite show, I am Hope in Mbale, an entrepreneur. How can Mr. Chichi help me, connect me to other small-scale players in the business industry?
As Enterprise Uganda, we interact with almost all types of business players. So we have got platforms for networking. We have also platforms for training solutions. We have got platforms for even just bringing entrepreneurs together to coach and mentor each other. So by getting in touch with Enterprise Uganda, we shall know your specific needs and see how you get you connected.
Good.
Yes.
Great, great. I have Jesper. I'm Jesper, a student from Deja University doing agribusiness. I got the program on the way, but it has motivated me so much. I would like to know what other products they deal in. I think Anne, and in fact, I thank her for that determination.
Thank you so much. Like we Agir Machujib Women's Group, we are producing beans and potato. But we have the rest because as being for the whole Western Nile, we have others there in soybean, others in seed of cassava cuttings, others in even in sweet potato, others are in beekeeping.
Yeah.
As individuals.
As individuals and as the groups.
Beautiful, beautiful.
But Zumbu District Farmers Association is our voice.
I get you. Vincent from Bombo is just giving a compliment, but from it I see a question, which or a pointer which you can address to. He's saying, I'm Vincent from Bombo. I like the courage of that lady. God bless her.
Thank you.
Anna, how have you managed to keep that fire, that courage, that determination? We tend to give up along the way, especially in farming. Farming is not for the light-hearted.
Now the the Irish potatoes are in the store. They got damaged because the drought could not allow farmers to take them. But you keep going.
Yeah.
And sincerely, if it was not by God's luck, since last year the potato which rotted in the store up to now they're in store, what Trias did, they brought demonstration. Right now we have a demo which we are going to harvest like in this July, and then we shall now reserve it as seed for a starting capital. If Trias did not come in sincerely, I don't know where we are going to get another fund. And another things which made our heart to be strong, as they say that they are going to construct a store with the modern
technology,
modern technologies which have improved systems which will not now rot again. So we have gained power from that.
To keep going.
So yes, as we are waiting for this potato which is in the field, we are now we have started contributing another money. We are come from the other sources, from other sales. We have started contributing another money for other seeds. Because when you fall, you have to wake up. You fall. Now, when you wake up forever, who will make you wake up?
I get you.
But just before we lose that point, it is important to note that many times the journey of an entrepreneur is ups and downs. But it is much easier to appeal for assistance when people know how you've been struggling on your own. So you can see how they have attracted an intervention because they found them with rotting potatoes and said they meant well, they wanted to succeed. How do we continue to push this good story? Because people who intervene, they want to intervene in a way that makes them look good. And you can only do that when you are seeing somebody who has been driving in a particular direction and then reposition them.
I get you. I get you. Now, I have a potential customer from Bali. He's saying, I'm Kakai from Bali. How do I get potato seeds from Anna? Do you have plans of
going
sending some of these seeds beyond
West Nile?
We can. We can do that so long as we have the contacts. Sometimes if we also fail to reach Kabale, what we do, we call.
Yeah.
They put for us in the bus.
Okay.
And then here we also connect. They pick from Namayuba, they take to Arua Park, the long journey. It can reach, so long as the contact is there. I think by the end we shall be giving out our contacts for the people, especially for the beans, for the Western Islands. We have the beans right now. My farmers are crying. They have the beans, narrow bean 1, narrow bean 2 in the stores. There is yet no market. We are crying for out partners. If they are lacking with the beans are there. We shall be able to deliver to them.
Beautiful.
And at a fair price.
And I think you'll again share your contacts so that they're able to reach out at some point. Now I have, and I think Charles, you can also help in on this as well. As Anne is saying, hello presenters, I'm called Sarisa from Kasanga. Thanks for the show. My inquiries is I want to engage in maize and beans farming. But whenever I dig, I get lower yields. I don't know whether it's bad seeds we grow or how can I get in touch with professional maize farmers and we get much knowledge about it.
I think before I come in, Anne can clearly show or tell the viewers on how to identify genuine seed. For example, beans. If you want genuine bean seeds, how do you do that when you're a farmer and you want to buy genuine seed?
At first, you check the locality where you comes from. And we also have, that's why the Zadis are there. Like we have
Zadi are the research centers
of Zadi are research stations. They know which type of seed
very good
is needed at that area.
Okay.
Like for we the Western Islands, we have Abizadi, which is responsible for our seeds.
Area.
Yes, and where he is, I think is Namlonge. It's nearby him. It's better he travel to Namlonge and in touch. Get in touch with the researchers. They will be able to tell him what is necessary to be planted there.
Beautiful.
As a general comment from Enterprise Uganda, we always say, if you have met a problem, chances are high that you are not the first to have made that problem. 2, chances are also high that you are not the first to cross that journey. Follow the footsteps of those who have walked that journey and they have succeeded. But also check on those who walked that journey and it ended up in tears. What cost it? In there lies a solution. Yes.
Beautiful, beautiful. Nice show. This is Edward from Ginger. He's saying, how has Anna positioned her group to benefit from the parish development model? To Charles, this group needs irrigation technology. Please link her to such support. In other words, how are you positioning your group to benefit from government programs?
And that parish model, they did the program when I was out of the country. It was targeting the village, different people, and I was not among them, but if it was picked a group, we would have channeled our challenges. But it targeted individual within the village. And by good luck, I'm the chairperson of LC1. Because the training we got that even women can do that. I have the strongest to make sure that that one yet I don't know. But what I'm struggling for is being a seed multiplier. I'm requesting for those who have applied for the potato seeds, for the beans, at least to be one of the person who are able to deliver the seeds for them, because that one I can do better.
Okay.
As a group, a Gemachuji women's group, we are trying to lobby if we can be given the opportunity to do that.
You already have the structure.
We already have the structure.
Beautiful.
And we are trying to make sure that we come near the parish chiefs and we see what are the people need so that we target to deliver those things to them.
Okay.
That one, if can be workable.
Now, I have someone from Barara talking about the market. He's saying, my name is Robert in Barara. I appreciate the program, and more especially that lady. My offer is to provide market to buy the beans from that group as soon as tomorrow. Thanks. I need our contact.
It is mostly welcome.
So you can
share the telephone number immediately.
We have the narrow bean 1 and the narrow bean 2 right now.
Okay.
Like about 5 tons, which we need to be sold. I can give out my number so that the group can be very happy.
Beautiful.
Yes, please.
So you can read your number.
My number is 0771 88 43 28. I'm called Anna Udubi.
Beautiful. You can repeat it again for...
My number is 0771 88 43 28. I'm called Anna.
Beautiful, beautiful. Charles, quite a number of people here asking about the programs for training, Enterprise Uganda. When and how can they be party?
The country has opened up, and Enterprise Uganda is fully on the market. So starting from August, we shall be announcing our program for the country, and we will be inviting as many Ugandans as possible to come and pick what Anna picked, so that you all get to have a chance to speak and transform your lives like the way that lady that we brought today has done. So my telephone number for the sake of contact is 0772 699 808. Repeat it, 0772 699 808. Get in touch with Enterprise Uganda. We're on plot number 38, Lumumba Avenue.
Beautiful. Anna, let me smuggle in this one as well. This is from AOJ from Agago. He's saying, thanks for the show. What is the standard spacing for beans if I need to get a good harvest?
The beans we normally plant 50 by 10.
Okay. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
50 by 10 centimeters.
Okay.
And it depends, when the land is so fertile, we sometimes increase this to 50 by 15.
Okay, I get you. Charles, how do we wrap this up?
I want to tell Ugandans that the Business X-Ray show is a show that is here to do a few things, but most importantly, to confirm to every Ugandan that yes, through entrepreneurship, it's possible for you to transform your life. And it doesn't matter your background, doesn't matter your gender, doesn't matter what challenges you went through when you were growing up, on way, whatever happened to you in the past. If you can embrace the right business traits, you can change your life and do so rapidly and permanently. We have brought all types of people to this show just to demonstrate that no matter where you come from, these things can happen to you and happen to you positively.
And just to firm up those words, I have Moses from Tororo. He's saying, I'm so much pleased and encouraged by Anna's journey in farming. She has been and she is a big inspiration to farmers.
Wow.
So as we conclude this, Anna, what would you want to tell, the people who are watching us and the people of Zombo and West Nile in general?
Yes.
I'm very glad to be in NTV today. What I would like to tell people that whatever you are doing, make courage. It will bring you to success. And when you are doing things, don't do it just like that. You do it with all your heart. It will make you move where you want to go. And when you are doing something, be focused and love it. You will move.
Beautiful, beautiful. Viewers, you've heard it from the horse's mouth, and that is, again, just to reaffirm Charles's words. That's the beauty with this show. We get to hear it from the horse's mouth. Now, today we have a seed multiplication prayer. Tomorrow we're going to bring an engineer who's exporting metals somewhere. At the other day, it could be someone in laboratory.
Correct.
And like. We've had all of them, and we are still having all of them here on the show. Because we want to respond to the realities of the market as you contend with them as business people. I've been your host, Charles Boji, with my good colleagues and our visitor in the studio today. That is Charles Ochichi from Enterprise Uganda.
Yes.
And Anna, all the way from Zombo. Of course, we pay special thanks to Enterprise Uganda for making this show happen, and Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, and other partners. Until next week, have a good evening and God bless.